Yes, let me
Double check if
check it.
you can leave the music on.
Go ahead and take good.
In there.
Yeah.
Come.
Right. First and foremost, I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh,
Holla,
Ba'Hashem,
Ba'Shem, Yahushai,
Ba'Hashem,
Ba'Shem Rakakadash.
Call Halam, Yahbashim, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors our apostles and our great millstone. Peace and salutation to all your brothers out there. Jesus' word of truth and sincerity. Shalom, the whole full elect, the nation of Israel scattered to the four corners of the earth. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the true Hebrew Israelites. According to prophecy, heritage, archaeological fact, and the spirit. I am the brother Gadawan.
Konawa.
Bro, Hanak.
We're just gonna do a quick live show here, late night, just off the cuff, in the spirit, going into this hellhole America being through, man. You know, America's still through, and even more so than the last time we did this show. Okay, the big thing going on right now is this abortion debate. All right, and the spirit had it this past week, right? We was at camp. We was talking about abortion. You know, the next thing you know, there was a leak from the Supreme Court where supposedly there's some sort of intention from the court to strike down Roe v. Wade, which is a Supreme Court ruling that allows for abortion to be done in all these different states and whatnot. So that whole Roe v. Wade thing, right? You can tell that whole thing is just set up by the so-called white man to stir up political strife, you know, to stir up left versus right, Democrat versus Republican, red versus blue, the whole setting the house against itself, you know, going all the way back to the scriptures where Yahweh Shai said, you know, if saying be divided against itself, how can it stand, man? And that's America. Right now, the two political ideologies are so far away from each other, they're so polarized that there's only one way this place can go, right? Polarization is when things get so far away from each other, the middle ground is nowhere to be seen, okay? And then when you go to the middle ground, that's where agreements are made. That's when deals are made. America's not going to make a deal. It's going to go straight to war with each other, okay? They're going to go war with each other, and the same thing's happening with the rest of the world. They're getting polarized from America. And all eyes are on America, okay? All eyes are always on America, starting with the Heavenly Father's eyes. But all these other nations, they're looking at what's going on here in America politically. All right. And politically, what's going on? This abortion thing's going on. And in the midst of this abortion thing, people are trying to figure out what a woman is. What's a woman? What's a man? What's a boy? What's a girl? Nobody knows. But you know that a man can't speak on a woman's body. But then what's a woman? And what's a woman's body? Well, they can't tell you if you ask them. So all the things they're saying is just all mind control things. They're just saying whatever they've been taught to be told. They're feeling ways that they're told to be how they're supposed to feel things. None of the things that's happening is really right. Really, it's not righteous for sure. But all the things that's happening is complete control on the left-hand side, man. Okay.
Precept. This is Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother.
And America is modern day Egypt, and the Most High setting up the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Okay, he's setting up political factions to the point where they're going to go to war with each other, and that happened in Rome. In Rome, you always had these scuffles between political factions to where it ended up spilling out onto the streets. And this whole thing with banning Donald Trump and the insurrection of so-called insurrection January 6th, that whole thing is to put a focus on, look, this politician, his rhetoric and his speech is driving people towards violence. And look, now it's spilling out into the streets. That's nothing new. That's how it's always been. That's how it's always happened. Okay, that's in the scriptures. All right, keep going, Bubba Shaw.
And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah, the fight everyone against his neighbor, everyone against his brother, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So you're gonna have these cities in America completely opposite to other cities, and you can see that clear as day, right? The state of California is complete ideological opposite of
Texas.
Florida. Texas.
Yeah.
Same with New York City, New York, the state of New York. Oh, fucking Massachusetts, right? Those are loony left-wing states, and you come here and you'll see it, right? We're here in San Francisco. We are ground zero for loony left-wing policy, man, and we see it at work every day. Okay, the moment we get on the freeway, before we get on the freeway, the moment we step out the door,
what's on the TV?
the moment you turn on the television, put on the news, it's hard to see. Oh, another homeless encampment fire, right? And that fire shut down the freeway. So these homeless encampments are affecting the economy because you have a homeless encampment going on fire. Now you're affecting all this traffic moving one way to the other way. But as Esau care, they don't give a fuck about the economy, man. They tank the economy. And it's getting, and then now that the 80% of the US dollars in circulation were just created within the past couple of years, man.
2 years. Yeah.
Okay, so 80% of all the US dollars in circulation right now were just created within the past couple of years, man. And then you wonder why we got inflation. And all this abortion thing they're pushing on, like I was saying, it's very political because there's a so-called midterm election coming up. Right? And I say so-called because these elections are really selections. Right? None of these elections are really up to the people. Esau Edom has the computers, he has the algorithms. He's in complete control of who he's going to put in there, man. All right, and let's say, oh, it was a disaster. Trump got it. They're not Hillary. They planned that. They planned that, man.
And they might just do that. They might put Trump back in there if we make it that far, 2024, to cause even more divisions.
Yep, because you can see that after Trump, right, they put this guy Joe Biden in with the hope of he's going to unite everybody. But now that division is even more so. It's there even more so. And then they see that these people that support this guy Trump, they're really riding with him tough right now, you know? So right now you're going to see a political standoff right now. We're living in it, man. You got this thing called Libs of TikTok. Okay. If you go and check that out, you see the ideology and the way these people think, man. And they think in a super ultra wicked way. You can give me Isaiah 3 and 9 too. Keep going, Bo, sure.
Yeah, that was done on that. I got another scripture.
Oh, go ahead.
This is Mark 3 and 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
That's America, man. America's super divided. And I say politically because right now, never before in our lifetime have we seen it like this. Okay. We grew up in a different type of America. All right. An America that accepted free speech, right? A cultural America where gay marriage was the majority of Americans were against that. So when Obama ran for president in 2008, he was against gay marriage. Joe Biden was with him saying, no, we got to keep the sanctity of marriage, right? Oh, we're not anti-homosexual, this and that. Marriage is just between a man and a woman. But now, the years later, look where we got. Look where it got us. Gradualism, right? Look where it got us. You have women being men. You have men in swimming competitions, winning the national championship.
You're breaking women's records.
You have trans. I don't even know what the hell you call them. A woman that became a man that's having a child. So now men can have children.
A trans man or
trans man. Yeah. It's confusion.
Yeah, confusion.
Which is part of the scriptures. The scriptures talk about the city of confusion. We're living in it, man.
Precept too.
Bubba Shaw.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 21. It says, go up against the land of Marathim, even against it. And that word Marathim, when you look it up in the Hebrew, it means double rebellion, which is going into, what the brothers are speaking about. So you got, men in this society that's able to, you know, so-called change their sex. They can become women. And then you got women in this society that can so-called change their sex and turn into men. But these individuals will get into you know, a relationship with each other, man.
Yeah.
It's madness. It's complete madness, man.
You got a Netflix show. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's a Korean Netflix show where it was a woman that turned into a man, living her life as a man, but then got pregnant.
I saw the clip.
Yeah, you see that. You see when you go on the.
I seen the
preview.
The nigga got a belly.
Yeah, and the snapshot of the actual show is it looks like a man, but you can obviously see that it's a woman with a mustache, and then it has a pregnancy test. He's looking at she's looking at a pregnancy test, but it's a man. But it's in a relationship with a woman. So it's just complete. And this is their agenda that they're putting. They've been pushing this agenda super heavy, and you can even see it, especially out here in the Bay Area. I mean, and I know brothers can attest to that. A lot more of these nasty people out there, man. They're everywhere. Whoa. Seeing little children, you be like, damn, is that a boy or a girl? It's in a little boy that's with a dress, you know. So it's getting crazier. This is the same thing Lot was experiencing in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. God.
And the whole thing with what people are seeing, this confusion is leading to what? And one extreme being counteracted with another extreme. So they're saying, oh, the left, the other side saying the right.
Yeah.
To the point where each side is driving each other further left, further right. And when you got left and the right, that's going to lead to what? A standoff. It's going to lead to a clash, a conflict. And this conflict right now is ideological. It's being debated, but the debates are stopping. If you want to go to a university right now and talk about some alpha shit, like, yeah, man, straight up, I'm gonna say it like this, you know, you woman ain't shit. You go up there and you start it off like that,
yeah,
they're gonna firebomb it.
Yeah, you got counter protesters that'll come up there and shut you down.
If you start off any speech like that, they're coming for your head, man. They're gonna cancel you. They're gonna report you to your boss. They're gonna email your job, HR. And they're gonna get rid of you, man. They're gonna figure out some way to get you. All right. And what does that lead you? Well, now you got no job. So what are you going to do? You may be a martyr. You may be a hero to some folks. Those people are going to look at you for leadership. Next thing you know, you're starting a movement. And that's how it starts. And that's what these people are going towards. All right. In America, it's not coming back, man. All right. Because at one point in time, this country had something called values, cultural values. And one of those cultural values was right here. They claimed that they got all their cultural values from this word right here, from this scriptures, from this Bible. Right now, they want to take out the word God for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, they want to take out one nation under God.
Well, I believe was it one dude down in Florida? He said ban the Bible.
Right. Well, the Bible is transphobic, homophobic, whatever the hell you want to put a name on it. And it's like, yeah, the scripture's saying what it says. Okay. If you catch a man lying with mankind, what's going to happen to him? There's judgment for that. And that judgment is corporal punishment. And that corporal punishment is death. Okay. Keep going.
Jeremiah 50:21, it says, go up against the land of Merathim, even against it and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and do according to all that I have commanded you.
Mm-hmm. That's the outcome and judgment of this place, man, for being a bunch of hypocrites, man.
Yeah, this place gotta go, man. It's just complete madness out there. You know, I was looking at another video earlier. This, Edomite devil, she's teaching her son or whatever it was. She's teaching, this thing about, not identifying genders when it reads. Mm-hmm. So it got bugged out when it's, trying to understand proper grammar. It's just completely off. So that little kid's confused. He's done.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the next generation. Just accept anything, man. Yeah. But see, that's the plan of the elites. Just have a society that's completely satanic. You know, except nothing that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai would agree with, which is the reason why the Most High gonna destroy this place, man.
And children are the most cruel beings, right? When you grow up as a child, all right, in a different decade, okay, children picked on each other, they made fun of each other, right? They bullied each other because of what? The reinforce the social norms. But now you have a teacher that is a non-binary, speaking all these different things, teaching kids all this. That one kid that's a weirdo, nobody could call him a weirdo no more. That kid is celebrated.
Yeah.
And then all the other kids like, well, shit, why am I not celebrated? Well, you can be celebrated too if you're a weirdo. Now everybody want to be a weirdo because the weirdos get celebrated, man. And that's what they're reinforcing on these children, man. And what was the main thing they said about this gay marriage when they passed it? They said, hey, you let that happen, the next thing you know, they're going to tell your kids that two men can marry each other and have and raise a child. A so-called alternative family, a non-traditional family. Real talk. This was my woman took my baby girl over to a library, open book reading. Guess who was teaching? Guess who was doing the reading? A woman, right? But is obviously a non-binary. She read a book about two male penguins. Two male penguins that got together and got a rock and made the rock their child. And then the zookeepers put an egg there for them, and they raised the egg together and lived happily ever after. And who wrote that book? Goddamn, you already know.
Yep.
Mafia.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what they're pushing on children. And these little kids, right, they're like 2 years old. They don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, they can't discern between right and wrong. So they're going to run with it.
And that book is actually banned in a lot of places.
Places like Florida, yep.
Florida banned that shit, man. Places like Texas, they don't want you reading that to their kids. But California, they're ready to bring it out as soon as your kid gets into the books. Well, read this book. You're in the books. You should read this. When we were growing up, reading books meant something totally different, man. It was about broadening your mind into certain things, greater things. Now it's about broadening your mind into wickedness, evils. Okay? And this is what they're putting on your children. 2 male penguins. Hey, man, show me 2 male penguins out there in the natural environment. How about that? Out there in Antarctica. What's going to happen to them niggas, man? They're going to get ate up by killer whales. They're not going to make it. They're not going to have any offspring. All right? And they're probably going to kill each other because 2 men can't just hang out like that in the natural world.
Yeah, they're enemies. It's territorial. Animals, male creatures are territorial.
Hey, you see them elephant seals? Hey, watch them elephant seals, man. Hey, there's only one bull on the beach, okay? And all them females, okay, they're on the beach with the big male. He's the only one popping them, man. And let's say another young bull comes up.
Yep.
The young bull, he got to take down the old bull.
Yeah.
Right? And that motherfucker, that may be his last summer, his last season. Because he spent all season snacking and fighting to the death to hold his line, man. But that's the natural world. But now in this world, if you could be in the zoo, and the zookeeper is gonna allow you to be. Who's the zookeeper, huh? What's the zoo? You're living in the zoo, man. Okay, this shit gets deeper than what you think it is. Bubble Chef, keep going.
That was it on that.
I'll go back to this. Yeah, this is Mark 3 and 24 again. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Mm-hmm.
And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
There you go. So America ain't gonna stand because it's so divided right now. America, one of its main sayings is, "United we stand, together we fall."
Mm-hmm.
Well, America's falling, man.
Well, you have the United States, right? That right there tells you we're united. We're all on one accord.
But every state is different too,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then there's a thing what's the foundation of the Constitution? The true foundation of the Constitution. Some people will say, oh, it's the Bill of Rights. It's this and that. Not really, not necessarily. That's only there to stop certain states from overstepping their jurisdiction, to protect the citizen from states that go rogue. It's about states' rights. The main intent of the Constitution is to reinforce states' rights. So it's this state. So let's say Nevada and California. Nevada want to do something different in their law. Well, California got something different with their law. They can't enforce one thing on the next. But at the same time, you can't infringe on certain inalienable rights that are going to be written in the Bill of Rights, which is amended on down, which is part of the Constitution. Okay. Nowadays, the Constitution is getting changed up so fast. You're going to see lots of different amendments. You may see it scrapped. It's going to be like the Purge.
Yep.
They're going to have to do a new founding fathers.
They're just going to do away with it.
Just do away with it and do a new. Well, because the Constitution is racist. It was written by none but rich slave-owning white men. Land-owning, slave-owning white men. Edomites. So obviously, they didn't intend for us to have any power with that. So now, the freedoms that Jake got using their words, using their Constitution, Esau's going to get rid of it. Why? Because they don't want Jake to be free. Okay? They don't want Jake to be equal under the law, so to speak. Okay? There's a certain sect of law that's different for everybody else. That's not a rich slave-owning Edomite, man. And Esau Edom, he's coming back in that spirit, man. He's going to bring a new world order in order to establish that. Baba Shah? Oh, no.
You still
done with that?
I got Isaiah 3:9. You called for it
Baba Shah, because this place right now, it's clear as day, man, of what agenda is happening, what the political agenda is, man. And earlier today, I did a video on Vocab Malone, your bitch ass, okay, and about how the Calvinists were pushing out literature in the 1770s promoting pro-slavery ideology, right? That was backed by what? The political movement, the political agenda of that day, man. Yep. And it wasn't until 10, 15 years later where it was allowed for black writers to write about the true experience of black people on the Middle Passage in slavery and then becoming free and describing the horrific acts of slavery. Okay? Because now it was political, it was on the political agenda to do what? To emancipate the slaves. Mm-hmm. And I didn't say free them. I said emancipate. That's a transfer of title. Okay? You're going to transfer ownership title from one party to the next. So now you're not privately owned. Now everybody's owned by one organization, one agency, which is the U.S. government. Mm-hmm. Okay? Which is in debt to you already know who. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 3:9. It says, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, mm-hmm. and they declare their sin as Sodom.
So the show of their countenance doth witness against them. So the way they present themselves, the way they speak, everything about them shows you what they're trying to portray unto you, which is what? The sin of Sodom. And mm-hmm. nothing's stopping them from doing that. They can openly do that. At one point in time, there was a thing called closeted homosexual, right? Or mm-hmm. down low. You don't really hear about that no more, man. All right, because nowadays it's super okay to be a bi. Oh, I'm bisexual. You know, I'm this, I'm that. I'm a they, them. Oh, these are my pronouns. You know, or I'm this. I'm actually, I'm just a queer. Or listen, what's another thing they say?
A cis,
or this or that. There's all these different things, but really, what happened to being a man and a woman?
Yeah.
When it comes to that. Hands off. It's a hands-off subject. I'm not gonna even.
Yeah, well, you can't even define those terms.
A man or a woman, right?
Which goes back to what we was reading earlier in Jeremiah. This is marathon, man. It's double rebellion. Yep, so you can't define what a man and a woman is, but then you got all these other genders that don't exist. You know, shit. Literally, the Esau just made up. And you could be either one of those things, but a man and a woman, you can't define that. But if you ask somebody, what a cis is or what queer is, they'll break it down to you. You know? Hey, really, man, Yahweh Shemi Hawashai has got to destroy this place. Mm-hmm. This place is completely wicked, man. And it's, just getting worse and worse as the days go by. They're moving further and further, away from the standard that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai set up. You know,
and not only that, the economy is becoming unsustainable.
Yep.
Yeah, to implode.
It's the perfect storm. It is literally the perfect storm, man.
God.
And because the economy, that's going to accelerate whatever political agenda is happening.
Yeah, that's gonna cause a reset too. You ain't gonna be able to be a queer when all hell's breaking loose out here, man. Okay, well, you actually gotta, man up, and it's gonna become survival of the fittest. You can't be no sodomite out here. You worried about, oh shit. You didn't use the proper pronoun. I don't give a fuck about no pronoun. I'm taking your food.
Well, the Titanic, right? America's the Titanic. The ship is going down. What is everybody saying? What do they say? Who's first to get off the boat?
Yeah, the women and the children.
So, who are the women? You may have a trans woman trying to jump on that first dinghy, man. What the fuck is that? That nigga should be over here working with us, with the men. You back of the line. No, I need to be here with the women and children. I'm a woman. I'm with the women and children. But in that moment, who's running the show?
The men.
The men.
In that moment of crisis, who's taking over?
The men.
The men.
That proper order is gonna come back, man. Because
Proper
the men
order.
got the strength.
Yep.
If you got some bug out that's trying to portray, itself as a woman and it ain't a woman, they gonna get steamrolled over.
And the strong men are gonna be the ones leading it.
Mm-hmm.
And the strong men are smart enough to know, hey man, this is throw this nigga off. All right, they may just say that, man. Or according to Esau, the strongest man is going to be that a trans man.
Yeah,
you may have a trans man, a woman that identifies as a man. She's going to lead the show. Let's get. Come on, man. It's a joke, man. It's a fucking joke. Okay, Bubba, should I keep going?
It says to show their countenance those witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not.
They hide it not, man. It's up in your fucking face, man. And see, the thing about libs of TikTok, right? If any of you brothers heard about that or follow that, it's a Twitter page that just pretty much reposts TikToks of these crazy left-wing loonies, right? And they just, like, we just saw the video of the mother teaching her child pronouns, grammar, proper grammar. The kid don't know proper grammar. The kid's like, how do I know if it's a they, them, he, or she? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the name didn't give you a clue. The kid's like, I don't fucking know. You told me not that there's no boy things, there's no girl things. There's no difference. It's all the same. There's no such thing as boy things and girl things. And then the mom is just like, her mind is blown. Like, I taught him that, and he thinks that way. Who would have thought? You dumbass.
What you expect to happen?
What you think? You brainwashed the kid.
But if that kid actually went to a regular school and he took a test, they would declare him a retard.
Yeah.
He'd get put in the slow class. He had to ride a short bus, man, because he don't understand, proper English.
Yep. Until he identifies as something special, and then they're gonna put him on a pedestal and say, yeah, this is a good kid. He's smart. He said they them. Let's round of applause. Right? But then where does your round of applause come from? It's coming from social media. It's coming from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what they call that? They call that positive reinforcement.
Yep.
Right? And that's a psychological thing that you do when you're training someone's mind up, right? When you train someone's mind up to do something, you give them positive reinforcement. The Heavenly Father does that with his men, with his followers. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because there comes times where we're down and out, we're catching hell. The day could not get worse, right? But the prayers are up, the spirit is flowing. The Most High going to throw you something, man. That's positive reinforcement because you endured and you had faith and you prayed and you believed and you called on those names. And then Jake's faith, then what? It grows. That's positive reinforcement. So these people use that on the left-hand side. Oh, you want to be into this madness, you want to be in the confusion. Well, we're going to positively reinforce you to believe that way, to say those things, to think that way. All right. And that's why we're in the predicament we are now, man. The worst of the worst. What did the brothers say?
Worst case scenario.
The worst case scenario. The worst of the worst case scenario. Okay, Obasha.
It says they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their souls, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Yeah, woe unto your souls. Okay, because you rewarded evil unto yourself, and how'd you do that? By being a damn sodomite. Okay, by defiling yourself. Okay, with your own lusts. And you see, these people aren't going to talk about lust anymore because lust is acceptable. Lust is just your wants and needs now.
Do as thou wilt.
Do as thou wilt. So you can lust after this and that. Back in, where's the restraint? There's no teaching of restraint. There's no chastity. There's no discipline. Okay, and that shows you now with the generation. Like we're probably us millennial kids, right? Born in the late '80s, you know. Let's say early 90s as well. We're probably the last generation of kids that were getting their asses beat by our parents.
Yeah.
The last generation of that, you know, because our parents, they was getting their asses beat.
Yep.
They was getting pulled by the ear, you know what I mean? Like literally dragged by the ear.
You're getting hit with switches.
Getting hit with switches, getting hit with electrical cords.
We had to go out and get your own switch.
You had to go get the switch for them. And you get a bad one, you get it, they're getting even more mad at you. You say, what the fuck is this? All right. And then that switch break real quick on the first hit. The next thing you know is all open fist. Open hand. All right. Now that was what? Part of the discipline.
God.
Now that discipline is gone. Now these kids, they're open and willing to do whatever it takes. They could talk which way to you and you can't do nothing. You just got to look at them like, God damn. If I ever said that, oh man, I'm getting popped in the mouth on site. But because we're in the society is getting worse and worse and worse, worst case scenario, you can see where it's going. So how much more these other people that aren't in the truth, that are in the world, how much more of them? They're even further down the river, man.
They're done.
They're done.
I bring this.
Babusha.
This is Isaiah 5:20. Warn to them that call evil good and good evil.
Yep.
That put darkness for light and light for darkness.
That's that confusion, man. We saw that earlier on these interviews, man. All you got to do is go to those places, ask a couple questions. You're going to see that. They think killing a baby is good because you're allowing a woman to be selfish. And that's all it comes down to. Hey, what's the scripture say? Don't allow a wicked woman to gather abroad.
God.
Right? So pretty much you're allowing a wicked woman to gather abroad because she's going to zap the life inside of her, so she could do what? So she could go and travel and see the world, see the 7 seas. And what does a woman do on the 7 seas, huh?
Hey, she drinking of them 7 seas.
What does a man do on the 7 seas? Right? When you hear about a man, he goes on the 7 seas. What do you think he's doing on the 7 seas? All right. So how much more woman? Keep going.
It says that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yeah, that light for dark and dark for lightness, man. And it's a complete reciprocal of things that are good are now evil in the society. Okay, the traditional family, Black Lives Matter said they want to get rid of the traditional nuclear family. Okay, and these people are supposedly the people that are for our race, right? Our race of people, the so-called Black, Latino, Native American. Yet they want to get rid of the main institution that keeps that race intact, which is the nuclear family. But they already destroyed that. That's been destroyed, man. Okay, and now you see that spreading out to the rest of the nations here in America, starting with the so-called white man. Yeah, I was thinking about that, right? How Esau really use Jake as his social experiment and test everything on Jake first and then use it on his own self next. Right? You know, the crack gangs, okay, the woman going against the man, all the welfare, all right, child support, all this. Now that's hitting Esau's ass. Now Esau, his woman leaving him. Okay, she's going to the court. She's getting child support. Well, his kids, they don't got crack, but they got fentanyl.
Yep.
They got oxycodone. Okay. They got on the prescriptions. They got on the pills, man. And that's breaking up their family. Their family's all messed up, man.
Deuteronomy 30. Can I bring that? Deuteronomy 37.
Their daughters are on OnlyFans, man. Their daughters are on the streets like the black woman's on the streets.
And it's trickling. It's also trickling down to all the other nations as well.
Yep.
You know, I've seen it was a TikTok. I've seen of what's it called? It had to be Elamite women, and they was dancing to one of these nigga woman songs.
Megan stuff.
Yeah, like one of the mega, doing, like the little twerking and shit like that. You can see how this shit is like leaking to all the other nations, and it's defiling all the other nations.
It's toxic.
What is that? Scripture in Jeremiah 51, I think 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, who made all the earth drunken. Okay, let me bring this out. Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and upon them that hate thee.
There you go, vocab. There you go, vocab. Okay. You got an issue with slavery. Well, you are our enemies, so-called white man, and you put us in slavery. So read that last part again.
It says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and upon them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
There you go. So who's persecuting us? Who hates us? Okay, it's a so-called white man. You got an issue with us, starting with you, vocab. You hate us. You hate the Israelites. You hate what we stand for because we are speaking the truth. And going all the way back to understand what you really believe, you're a Calvinist. And the Calvinists were pro-slavery Christians. Okay, they had deep investments in slavery. Well, that's why he wanted to sing that song. Slavery in the USA,
bro.
Slavery in the USA, bro. And then the nigga, what's his name? Jay, the producer, was like, I don't know about that, man. He told the nigga on the stream, I don't know about that, nigga. I ain't singing that. The fuck? But he gonna sing it because that's his song. This is our song, okay? The scriptures. Vocab song is a parody about our affliction. And that's how these Edomites feel. They laugh and scoff at our affliction, our heritage, our truth. Okay, that's what we went through. You can't deny it, man. And if it wasn't for the true facts and our people writing it down, and a lot of your own people writing it down,
he would have said it never happened.
You would have totally denied it. You would have said he would have had the Calvinist perspective. Oh, we were good. We were good masters. If it wasn't for us, you would be swinging from a fucking tree right now. You'd be a pagan, praying to all these different gods and stars and moons. But because of me, you believe in Jesus Christ. So you better thank me. That's the fucking mindset of the goddamn devil, man. Okay? And all these curses that you put onto us using our book, it's going to happen to you, man. And you can see it's happening now. The highest divorce rate is amongst Edomites now. Right? Child support, Edomites.
And abortion, too.
Abortion, Edomites.
That's why, like, that Roe versus Wade is really go into a lot of, because Esau, the white woman's having a lot of abortions. On top of they're not having children too.
And also, America is probably one of the only countries that has that shit legal, apart from other European countries, right? Right, Western, and I think was it South America, Argentina recently did it.
Argentina, and then there's one other South America.
I'm not sure if it's Brazil or if it's like Colombia or something.
It's one of those, but I know Mexico, they decriminalized it.
They decriminalize it. So they don't go after the doctors.
Right. Yep.
That get the babies, that suck the babies out with the vacuum. They don't get those doctors, and then they sell.
It could be like Ecuador, one of those. I remember, I forget exactly, but for sure Argentina.
And Argentina is what? A majority Edomite nation.
Yep.
It's an Edomite nation.
Yep.
And all those women over there, a lot of them got hook noses. All right.
Yep.
All right. It's a lot of them over there, man. Okay. And a lot of those expatriates over there are so-called neo-Nazis. All right. And what are they doing? They're embracing this movement towards what? Murdering your children.
Yep.
Legal murder. Yeah, how is that? You hear this? The Most High put a life in you. You lay down with a man. You look the man in the eyes while he was on top of you, sweating on you, grunting on you, right? That's how it get down, man. The man's looking, all fluids and shit is all over the place. Next thing you know, you're pregnant. I want to kill it now because I don't want it.
Well, they don't believe in the Most High. This is well, going back to what Elder read, Marathiam, double rebellion.
Yep.
They doing worse than what they did in ancient Babylon. This is they they going. Oh, that's why the scripture say, "Give it unto her double," because they going. Babylon is going far and beyond what these other nations done, and these other nations were destroyed by the Lord. So how much more Babylon? What do you think the reward for Babylon is going to be?
Hey, them wicked Romans. You took a wicked Roman, a wicked Babylonian from the ancient world and dropped them
righteous here.
They'd be like, "Yo, these motherfuckers."
Yeah, they fucked up.
Yeah. These motherfuckers are wicked. That nigga been in thousands of orgies for Ishtar. That nigga been all. But he looking at these people like, damn, these people are sick. He said, like, this nigga's sick. This nigga did all kinds of orgies for the fish god. All right, for
Dagon.
Dagon, right? He did all kinds of shit. But he looking at you Americans like, God damn, these motherfuckers are heathens. These people are fucking Philistines. All right.
All wickedness is justified through the words that he speaks.
Yeah.
Well, he'll justify, the murdering of babies because he won't call it that. He'll call it abortion. Then he'll change the term of what it is that's inside the woman. It's a fetus.
Yeah.
Which basically like it dehumanizes.
Dehumanize.
It's not a baby. It's not a person. It's a fetus.
A fetus. What the fuck is that? Right. You got more on that?
That was done on that. Yeah, precept.
Okay, I got this real quick.
A couple more scriptures. It's getting a little late. Oh, look, 12:44.
Bring this out real quick.
Oh,
you got it?
Okay,
you got it.
This is Deuteronomy 18:10. It says, "There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or
passing through the fire is what giving your child to Molech, which is pretty much what these people are doing in a different form of spiritual fornication. Okay, when you give your child to the so-called white man's medical system, you're giving your son or daughter up in the Molech, right?
Or the abortion too. Because
that's the main one.
What are they? Why are they doing it? They're not. It's not something that's detrimental to them or something that they need to do. They're doing it so they can travel the fucking world. So they're sacrificing their child to gain something. And
also because the man that laid seed with him wasn't the right man. That wasn't the right one. That was a mistake. What the fuck you laying with him for?
Yeah, which that's hardly ever the excuse. She don't. That ain't what's going through her mind. If it's the right dude, she'll get an abortion. If it's a dude that want to be there for the child and he want to take care of it, he want to be with her, she'll murder that child. If it's a no good nigga that don't want nothing to do with her, she'll keep it and she'll raise it and cherish it. Or if it's the child of a heathen, she gonna, especially the nigga woman, man, she gonna keep it. If it's a so-called mixed baby, the dude, he don't want nothing to do with her, she gonna keep it because it's a mixed baby. But the reason why these so-called women get abortions, it ain't because they don't want to be with the dude. They want to go out here and continue to be hoes, man. That baby gonna slow their hoeing down, man.
Yeah.
They use the abortions as a form of birth control. So I got pregnant. I'm gonna go see the doctor and go to the clinic. Next time she get pregnant, she gonna go to the clinic again.
Yeah, they know about her first name. She could text message the fucking the nigga that do it.
Yeah, she probably on a third round.
That's
Babylon.
That's being generous. Yeah. But they're doing it because basically they're sacrificing their child to Molech so they can continue their life. I gained good shit. I just got this job. I can't deal with this pregnancy right now.
They continue living in Esau society, getting Esau's goodies, because according to them, they've been taught in their mind that I can't get Esau's goodies if I'm pregnant.
Yeah,
and then they talk shit about how I don't get paid as much as men because I may get pregnant on the job. Bitch, you can get an abortion.
Well, you're supposed to get pregnant.
You ain't supposed to be on the job. That's why you get paid less.
That's you being in your order. That's why these women got a problem with it.
And if all you women boycotted working, men's wages would go up. You dumbass. If every woman boycotted working for the so-called white man and said we ain't working no more, men's wages would go up, and guess who's taking care of you? You stupid ass. All right.
I can read a little bit more. It says, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
And necromancer, man. So you're speaking to the dead spirits. And that's what they do. A lot of times they kill the baby, they talk to the dead baby.
Yep, they do. They do.
They're like, oh yeah, I gave that baby a name and everything.
Yep.
Still killed it. So, having dreams, premonition, or whatever, dreams, and they mind daydreaming, and the spirit will come and they talk to it, man.
Yeah, they be all messed up when they do those abortions. Every woman that be doing those abortions, they be all messed up in the head, man.
Oh, super messed up. And then you get with a man, and then you open up, you tell that man you got an abortion, you gonna snack off one more time. He out of there, man. A real man. Okay, a real man gonna be like, oh, real talk? Damn. Fuck this bitch. You ain't ready. Because that man's gonna think what? Oh, if I get her pregnant, she's gonna kill mine. Men don't want that to happen unless, he really out here, piping the wrong ones.
He got a lot of dirtbag niggas out there.
She got a lot of dirtbag.
They'll pay for it.
But a real man, okay, he's not gonna, right? He's not gonna want to transgress, okay? And he understands that ain't right, man. Right? Oh, there's consequences for every action. Folks, you keep going.
It says, for all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and because of these abominations, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, thy power don't drive them out from before thee. So that's what these other nations would do. They was getting abortions.
Mm-hmm.
That was the practice amongst them. But Israelites, we ain't supposed to do that, man. The highest honor that a woman could have back in the ancient world was her conceiving seed, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then, really conceiving a male child that would, continue the line, man, continue that man's name, but it was a joyous thing to be pregnant back in the ancient times, especially for the Israelite woman, man. But in this society, it's a curse. A woman find out she's pregnant, she start bugging out, oh, what I'm gonna do, all kind of, spirits start messing with her. But back in the ancient time, it was a joyous thing. That woman they knew what their purpose was, man. But hey, this place is just full of rebellion.
Yep, full of rebellion. And the scriptures, if you believe in the scriptures, you have faith, you'd understand that there's nothing to worry about, man. Because the Lord said the birds, they get fed, Because a lot of these women, I think in the Quran, there's a scripture that condemns abortion, right? Saying that nobody should kill a life for fear of being poor, right? And a lot of these women, they terminate their children because they think they don't have the means to take care of the child.
Yeah.
But in the scriptures, in the Bible, it tells you that, hey, does not the fish eat? Does not the birds eat? The Most High feed everybody, man. So what you worried about? It ain't about the money, man. The Most High gonna feed you gonna get you fed if you really gonna do his thing, right? So there's no excuse to go and just murder your own children, man. All right. And this whole debate about it right now, you already know our stance as Hebrew Israelites. Of course, we're going, the Most High, his will is for us to be fruitful and multiply.
God.
Which is the total opposite of terminating your child. So to be fruitful and multiply is our spirit, okay? So Jacob never was about that life, But the main people they push it on is you already know who. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And you so-called black, Latino, and Native American woman, your head is so far up the so-called white man's ass, man. There's no way out of it unless the Most High hits you with a missile, man. Straight up. Okay? This is
already take your food away.
Oh, you're gonna take
Which is coming. That famine's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're gonna fall right in line.
You're gonna fall right in line, but that don't mean you're gonna be safe.
Esau ain't gonna feed you.
You may be a little toy for a moment, Jake gonna have lots of toys, man. Right. Jake gonna be playing around, man. That don't mean you gonna get the golden ticket. You know what I mean? That ain't up to you.
Yeah.
Right? It's up to that man.
Yeah.
Right? And it's up to the Most High to figure if that man good or not.
Well, the scriptures say she shall be saved in childbearing, but she ain't about having kids and she through.
Yeah.
She about getting abortions. You ain't gonna make it.
Or here it is, the Most High was trying to save her by allowing her, giving her that life to bear. Now she killed it. So what's her judgment?
Yes.
Death and destruction. All right. And any last scriptures?
I'll bring this out. This is Sirach 25 and 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
Yeah, this whole abortion thing, man. You gotta be really wicked to get pregnant. First of all, to go have sex in wedlock, right? Because you woman, all right, when America was founded, women weren't having sex out of marriage. So, and their social construction of marriage, right? Which is, we gotta get a ring, you gotta do the ceremony, and now we could bang it out, right? That's the old social construction of marriage used to be, and that was a stigma to go and have sex before marriage. Okay, in the recent era of America, okay, going back to what, the 50s.
Yeah.
Right?
Not even that long ago.
Not even that long ago. 50s.
Let's show you how fucked up this place is.
And then you had this thing called the sexual revolution.
Yep.
Which just said, you know what? Condoms. We got condoms. We got this. We got that. We got birth control.
Abortions.
Now you can just go around, just shoot seed, shoot whatever you want all over the place. No ramifications, no consequences. Because let's say there is a child. Let's say there is something. At the end of the day, you can zap it. You're good. And now you're just opening up that Pandora's box for wickedness. Keep going.
This is all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
Yeah, and a woman, she's just totally on board with it, man. Well, she's the main one fighting for it.
Yeah.
She over here thinking she about to live in the Handmaid's Tale. Bitch, you wish you did.
That's crazy.
You really think the Handmaid's Tale is gonna happen, right?
Well, not because Roe v. Wade gets struck down. The Handmaid's Tale, that type of environment is gonna come, but it ain't gonna be because of that.
Right.
You're gonna be living in the Handmaid's Tale when the famine hits, when the pestilence is out here, okay, when all hell is breaking loose. That's when the Handmaid's Tale gonna come in. But see, you ain't gonna unwillingly be with a man. You gonna actively search out a man. That whole feminist mentality gonna go out the window. You so-called women, you gonna get humbled, man.
But these women are idiots, right? Because that film Handmaid's Tale wasn't about abortion. It was about infertility.
Yeah.
It was about women not being able to bear children. And that only a few maids were able to bear children, so they would bring them as surrogates, right, for these high-level women who couldn't bear them, right? And they would take the child away from that woman and say, it's my baby now, right? So that's like, what the fuck is that got to do with you being able to kill your baby?
They bug outs.
Because I have no control over my own body. Bitch, you don't control your own body, man. Otherwise, you won't be slinging that box around like it's candy.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it, when you watch that, you watch the show, it goes a little bit more deeper into. I don't know if it's in the book or not. I ain't never read the book, but those women that became handmaids, they was doing wickedness in the old America.
Right.
So they was committing adultery. They was feminists. They was dykes.
Right.
And so they didn't want them to be, they couldn't integrate them into society. So they became, basically handmaids.
And not only that, America got so wicked on the left-hand side that the people that took over counteracted that with that right hand, that super on the right extreme. So I'm saying that polarization, And the same thing happened in Nazi Germany. When you really break down what was going on in Germany, right, in the Weimar Republic, they were having none but gay debauchery. And the books those Nazis were burning, well, what do you think those books were about?
Mm-hmm.
Those were they, them, he, she books, okay? And a lot of books were porno books. All right, they'd have straight pornos. Back then, they didn't have a lot of the on-camera pornos like we do now on the internet. They had the book pornos, and they was burning them up because a lot of it was gay, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and they was against that. They was against that, man. And so, when you try to bring in some crazy shit on the far right or far left, it's going to be counteracted both ways, man. And right now, we don't know who's going to win, but we do know who's really going to win. The truth, the Bible, man.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai and his men, okay, his true followers, his true believers are going to win. Because this is the only thing that's going to counteract what the fuck is really going on right now, man.
Well, the scriptures say the words of the Lord endureth forever. Not this madness that you Edomites is pushing out, man. The truth that's in this Bible is what really stands. There's only two genders, male and female. Okay, a man and a woman are supposed to get together and have children, man. Okay, And then from there, you know, they grow, and then societies are formed. That's the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Esau, Edom's trying to destroy the order that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai established, and the Most High ain't standing for that, man. So you're going to take your red ass out. And all you Babylonians, you people that have subscribed to this, you know, wicked ideology that Esau is pushing, you're going to be destroyed here in America right along with Esau, Edom.
You're going to be burnt up.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It says, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
There you go. The portion of the sin is going to fall upon your woman, man. All right. And all you other men that support that, because really the women are in control. All right. There's big high level men that are powerful, controlling the way you think, man. Okay. And all you other people, we don't subscribe to none of that. We subscribe to Yahweh Shai, the spirit of Yahweh Shai. That's what we're dealing with, man. All right. Any final words?
Wow.
All right. Tawada for tuning in. And with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Till next time, Shalom.
Shalom.